what has he got, if not himself?
Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Chef Rob. Today we're going to make a provolone and broccoli orecchiette pasta. Please use the fresh provolone. It's really good. We're going to grate it ourselves. We're going to turn on the oven to 425, so when this dish is ready to get baked, it's going to go right into the oven. Okay, so the oven is preheating to 425. I'm going to make the topping. It has a really nice, delicious topping made with some Parmesan cheese and some panko. So we want to take about a half of a cup of the panko. Panko just gives it a nice crust, so about a half of a cup. And then we're going to take a half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Okay. Try to grate your own. It will always give you the best flavor. Try to buy the smallest cheese that you can find in the store, because you can always go back and get a fresh one. You never want it to go bad. We're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil and about a half of a teaspoon of kosher salt. We're just going to mix that up really well. Just get it nice and coated, so that way there's no oil. If you can see, there's a little bit of oil here, like on just some of them. You want to get that really mixed up well. You can always go in with your hands as well and just kind of turn it just like this. And then you're going to reserve this and just leave this on the side. So in the meantime, we want to get some really good salted water, and we want to bring it to a boil. And we're going to put in our orecchiette pasta in there. And then when we're straining it, we're going to reserve some of the water, okay, the pasta water, because it gives it a lot of good flavor. So let's put the pasta into the boiling water now. So you can see our salted water is boiling rapidly. That is exactly what you want. Let's just drop this pasta in there, stir it around. Make sure it doesn't stick to the bottom. One trick to not have it boil over, although I have had it boil over, but hardly ever, is leave your wooden spoon on top there, okay, and that does prevent it from spilling over, okay, but just stay with it. Sometimes you may have to reduce it just a touch, okay. So while our pasta is boiling, we're just going to take a pan here. We're putting in a 1/4 cup of butter. And we're just going to let that melt down. 1/4 cup is a half of a stick. Just going to let that melt down. And then we're going to mix in a 1/4 cup of flour. And that is going to make a thickening agent, which is called a roux. Okay. Now that the butter is melted, let's just add in a 1/4 cup of flour. So it's equal parts flour and butter. Make sure you go along the sides. Make sure you mix it really well. If you have to lift the pot, you can lift that, because you don't want to burn it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2½ cups of the whole milk. I brought this to room temperature. Let's just put that in here. And then we're going to whisk in some cream, and the cream, give it a nice thick, rich consistency. Now we're going to put in 2 cups of heavy cream. Try to use the heavy cream for this to give it that really nice richness. And we're just going to simmer this, but we're going to whisk it often, and we're going to notice that it's starting to get a little thicker. Okay, we're going to check on our pasta, see how that is doing. Just kind of stay with this. Okay, so just give it a good stir. Make sure nothing is sticking on the bottom. Okay, still has a little more to cook. Leave that wood spoon right on top. Okay, so just keep whisking this. Make sure nothing sticks to the bottom. We're going to let that thicken up a little bit. A few minutes we're going to be using 2 full cups of grated Parmesan cheese and 2 full cups of the mild provolone cheese. If you like sharp, extra sharp, you can certainly use that, okay? It can be very intense, okay? So it's a preference of which one you like. Just taking this off here, this little wrapper. Wrap this really good in plastic wrap when you are finished with it. So I am just going to grate about 2 cups of provolone cheese. It is starting to thicken, so I'm going to add in 2 cups of the freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And again, just keep whisking it. I'm going to add in the 2 cups of the freshly grated provolone cheese. Now you're going to start seeing a real nice rich cream sauce come to this. And we're just going to season it with just a little salt. It will bring out that cheese flavor in this. So about a half a teaspoon. Let's get over in the corners. Keep it towards a low to medium heat at most, because you don't want it to stick at the bottom. But I can see that it's getting a really nice consistency. Okay, let's take our broccoli. We're just going to cut this into florets. I need about 3 cups of the broccoli florets. And we want to cut these into 1.5-inch pieces. So just like that. That way it kind of goes throughout the pasta really well. So 3 full cups of this. Okay, we have our sauce all done here. It's a nice velvety, smooth white sauce. We have our panko and Parmesan crumb topping. We have our reserved pasta water. We're going to use about a 1/4 cup. We have some Orecchiette pasta, and it is still a little al dente because we're just going to cook it. And then we have our broccoli, about 3 cups worth. Okay, so if you want to bake it and put it into one pan that it's oven proof, you could do it that way. If you're taking it somewhere, what I would suggest is spray the bottom of these type of pans, put half of the sauce in here and the other half right over here. Just kind of take a look, see if it's nice and even. Okay, scrape everything out of the bottom. And then we're going to divide the Orecchiette pasta. So take about a 1/2 pound of pasta, put that right in this sauce right here, and put another 1/2 pound right over to this one. This will serve about 6 to 8 people. Okay. We're going to put in about a 1/4 cup total of the pasta water. And then we're going to take our broccoli. We're just going to kind of spread it right in there. About a total of 3 cups. Just kind of mix that in really well. And then we're going to put our panko Parmesan topping on here. We're going to bake this in a 425 oven, and it will take approximately 20 minutes. 20 minutes it would be fine. Be nice golden topping on it. Okay, and now our panko topping. Just like that. This is really good for a party. Really good for a dinner to make earlier in the day and have it ready to pop right into the oven. You wanted to add a little chicken or shrimp to this, that would be great. Again, with the provolone, you can use either the mild the sharp or the extra sharp, depending on your taste. So we're going to put it in a 425 oven now for 20 minutes. So this took exactly 20 minutes in the 425 oven. You could see nice and golden brown. If you like a little more golden, put it under the broiler just for like a minute. That's all it would really need. Just be careful not to char the broccoli. This is nice and roasted right now. So this is really good. It's going to serve the 6 to 8 people. This would go really good with a salad because it is on the heavier side between the pasta and the cream and the butter. So a light salad with this would be perfect. So I hope you enjoy this, and thank you for always watching. Bye.